So today is May 11th, 2021, which means I have 9 more days of my freshman year in high school. 9 more days as of the recording of this video.
You make me smile.
You know that saying that goes like, time flies as you get older? When you're in elementary school, time seems to always go really slow, and then when you're in junior high, it picks up a little bit, and then when you're in high school, it picks up a little bit more, and then by the time you're like an adult, by the time you're a fully grown adult, it's like time is never there for you. Well, I'm not a fully grown adult yet, as you can clearly see, but I'm starting to feel the effects of that saying. And while I do think that saying is partially correct, I don't really think it has to do as you get older. I think it's time flies more when you have more responsibilities, more things, more obligations, because when you're young, you don't really have stuff to do other than, just your homework or whatever. And when you're in high school, you have your homework, maybe you play sports, or maybe you actually work a job. And then when you're an adult, you have your job, you have your work life, you have your personal life, you have your social life, you have all these different lives you're essentially living in. As some of you guys already may know, I live a pretty crazy life, a pretty action-packed life. If you want to see what my day's like, I just made a video on that like last week. Go check it out. And it seems like these days are just going by faster and faster and faster and faster. Like I said in the beginning of this episode, today is May 9th, May 10th. Today's already May 11th. May 11th. I'm a freshman, and I pretty much did this whole year on Zoom. And I remember like back in August when all I had was school, piano. I was running, but on my own. I didn't have like a team that I was really committed to. I just kind of ran whenever I wanted to. Those were my only obligations. Well, really my only obligation was school, piano, and of course running. Those were extra. And then in October, I sort of got into photography, so I picked up that. I started doing that, taking photos of a bunch of random stuff. And then, of course, in January, I started this YouTube channel. And so now you're living this pretty good life, but here comes January, and boom, you add this big weight, this big YouTube channel, and especially, doing videos every day, or now they're not so much every day now. Still, running a YouTube channel, keeping up with comments, doing all of that, and now committed to a track team, and now you're still doing piano, and now you still want to keep reading. Oh, and you still want to do good in school. All of that, it's like my day goes from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. There's barely even time to look at the clock, and I mean that literally. And now that I actually have like this big life full of action-packed stuff, don't get me wrong, I love it, but it makes you look back, at least it makes me look back at those times where I didn't really have a lot of stuff going on, and it really makes me appreciate the time that I had back then, and really shows me how valuable time is now that I barely have a chance to do anything outside of what I schedule for, what I prepare for my day. And like I woke up this morning and my last day of school is May 20th. Today's May 11th. I thought to myself, a whole 10 months have already gone by. Most of them was obviously spent on Zoom, but moral of the story, enjoy every second you have, because when time is actually gone and you don't spend it properly, and you look back at those moments where you had a bunch of time and you were just probably sitting there instead of actually moving, instead of actually doing something. I mean, not that I regretted not doing much when I was younger, but still, man, it's crazy. I'm gonna be a sophomore like in 2 months. I'm gonna be in 10th grade. That's old. Okay, I know it's not that old, but still, I think once you get to a certain point in your life where now you have some years behind you, and now where you know what it feels like to now have years behind you instead of having all of your years in front of you. Like, because when you're 7 or 8 or even 9 years old, even now, like I'm 14, a lot of your years are still ahead of you. You still haven't gone through them yet. But now, like, I'm 14, gonna be 15 like in 2 months. I now know what it's like to have years behind me. Those years behind me are only gonna get bigger. More of those years are only gonna go by, and I'm gonna have less years to actually, it's sort of like right now I have a lot in front, but as I get older, that front basically goes to the back, and now you have all this stuff behind you, and it's pretty crazy. So if you're a person like me that's around my age, value your time more. Please. I cannot stress enough. It's crazy. But that is it for today's episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this episode acted as like a friendly reminder to value your time more. I know I've already done like a couple videos on this, but still, just waking up and having already 1 to 4 years behind me of high school was pretty crazy. It was really crazy. Yeah, I still can't believe it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow, see you in a couple days, or I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.